Tuscany beyond Chianti, Super Tuscans, and Brunello. When most people think of Tuscan wine, they think of Chianti. The straw-covered flask, red and white checkered tablecloth, a plate of pasta. It's an image that's become iconic. But Tuscany is much more than Chianti. This region in central Italy produces some of the most exciting wines in the world, from bold, modern Super Tuscans to powerful, traditional Brunello di Montalcino. If you want to understand what makes Tuscany so special, you need to look beyond Chianti. Let's talk about what you'll see, smell, taste, and feel in Super Tuscans and Brunello, and why these wines have captured the attention of wine lovers everywhere. Let's start with Brunello di Montalcino. Brunello is made from 100% Sangiovese, but not just any Sangiovese. In the village of Montalcino, the grape develops thicker skins and deeper flavors than in Chianti. That gives Brunello more power, structure, and ageability. When you pour Brunello, the color is deep ruby, often shifting toward garnet as it ages. Smell it, and you'll find red fruit like cherry and raspberry, along with dried herbs, leather, tobacco, and sometimes earthy mushroom. With more age, it develops notes of dried flowers, spice, and truffle. Taste it, and Brunello is full-bodied, with high acidity and firm tannins. The flavors are intense: cherry, plum, leather, tobacco, and spice. The finish is long and powerful, often lingering for a minute or more. Young Brunello can feel tight and structured, but with age, it softens and becomes beautifully complex. These are wines made to last decades. Food pairings for Brunello are straightforward, rich, hearty dishes. Think bistecca alla fiorentina, braised beef, wild boar, or mushroom risotto. The tannins love protein and fat, while the acidity cuts through richness. It's not a casual, everyday wine. It's a special bottle for special meals. Now let's move to the Super Tuscans. Super Tuscan isn't an official wine category, it's a nickname. In the 1970s, some Tuscan winemakers started breaking the rules. Instead of following the strict regulations for Chianti, which required certain blends and aging rules, they experimented with international grapes like Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Syrah. They made powerful, modern wines that didn't fit the old classifications but quickly earned worldwide attention. Critics began calling them Super Tuscans, and the name stuck. What does a Super Tuscan taste like? It depends on the blend, but most are bold, polished, and luxurious. If Cabernet Sauvignon dominates, expect dark fruit like blackberry and cassis, along with oak notes of vanilla, chocolate, or tobacco. If Merlot plays a big role, you'll taste plush plum, cherry, and mocha. Some blends include Sangiovese, bringing bright acidity and cherry flavors that tie the wine back to its Tuscan roots. On the palate, Super Tuscans are full-bodied, with smooth tannins and a rich, velvety feel. They're more international in style than traditional Tuscan wines, closer to Napa or Bordeaux than to Chianti, but with an Italian soul. Alcohol is often high, adding warmth, and the finish is long and layered. Food pairings for Super Tuscans are flexible. Their bold flavors and polished texture make them great with grilled steak, roast lamb, or even hearty pastas. They also work with aged cheeses, like Pecorino Toscano or Parmigiano Reggiano. Compared to Brunello, Super Tuscans are often easier to enjoy younger and don't always demand food to show their best side. So what's the difference between Brunello and Super Tuscans? Brunello is tradition. It's 100% Sangiovese, grown in a specific place, made under strict rules. It's powerful, structured, and built to age. Super Tuscans are rebellion. They blend local and international grapes, break the rules, and focus on style and quality over tradition. They're bold, polished, and modern. If you like wines that are classic, structured, and age-worthy, with red fruit, leather, and earth, you'll probably prefer Brunello. If you like wines that are bold, polished, and luxurious, with dark fruit, oak, and smooth texture, you'll probably prefer Super Tuscans. Let's talk about shopping. For Brunello, look for Brunello di Montalcino DOCG on the label. These wines must be aged at least 5 years before release, with at least 2 years in oak. If you want something more approachable and affordable, look for Rosso di Montalcino. It's made from the same grape and region but requires less aging, so it's lighter, fresher, and ready to drink earlier. For Super Tuscans, the labels can be trickier. Since they don't fit traditional categories, many are labeled simply as Toscana IGT. The most famous Super Tuscans have brand names you might recognize, like Sassicaia, Tignanello, or Ornellaia, but there are many affordable ones that still deliver great quality. If you see Toscana IGT and the producer has a reputation for quality, you're likely looking at a Super Tuscan. Spotting them in a blind tasting comes down to style. If the wine smells of cherry, leather, and herbs, with high acidity and firm tannins, it's probably Brunello. If it smells of blackberry, plum, vanilla, and chocolate, with a plush, smooth feel, it's probably a Super Tuscan. Here's the takeaway. Tuscany is more than Chianti. Brunello di Montalcino shows the power and tradition of Sangiovese at its best, structured, age-worthy, and deeply complex. Super Tuscans show the innovation and creativity of Tuscan winemakers, bold, polished, and modern, often blending international grapes with Italian style. So the next time you pour a glass, ask yourself, do I want tradition or rebellion? Structure or smoothness? Leather and cherry or blackberry and chocolate? That's the difference between Brunello and Super Tuscans. And that's what makes Tuscany one of the most exciting wine regions in the world.